I'm Vicki Robinson of Vicki Robinson Designs. I'm a digital scrapbooking designer, and today I want to talk to you about using layered quick pages. Now, if you're already a digi-scrapper, you probably already know what a quick page is. But just in case you don't, a quick page is typically a PNG file. .png is what's on the end of the file name, and a PNG file indicates that there's some transparency on the page to the element that you're working with. For digital scrapbooking elements, that means that when you layer an element on your page, you can see what's below them, right? That's what the transparency part is. Well, on a quick page, there is typically an opening somewhere on the page, transparent opening, for you to add your photo. So a quick page will have a background paper and some elements arranged in a certain way, and then all of that is flattened, and the only thing that you can do is add a photograph underneath the quick page in the opening so that it shows through. You can add elements on top of the quick page if you like to adorn the page some more, but you can't say tuck some elements in between what's already on the page because the page is already flattened. It's a one and done. And sometimes that really works for you. It's what you need to do to have in order to get your pages done really quickly. But sometimes you need and want a little bit more flexibility. And that's where layered quick pages come into play. Now, the honest truth is that layered quick pages are actually templates. But rather than the templates that you may have seen where there is a gray border shape and a gray star shape and a gray flower shape, and the idea is that you replace those shapes with elements from a kit to create a page, a layered quick page, my layered quick pages, are actual pre-designed pages with all of the elements and background papers already there. So you can simply clip your photo to the photo mask, but you can also move any of the elements around, reposition them the way that you like to, add more elements if you want, tucking them in between other elements on the page if you want, say, to make a custom cluster. So they're really, really versatile. Think of a layered quick page as a quick page on steroids. Really simple, really quick and easy and fun to work with. And I wanted to show you just how to do that. Let's take a look. We're going to be working with layered quick page 1 here that coordinates with my A Perfect Day collection. But before we get started, I wanted to give you an idea of what to expect once you've made your purchase. After the order goes through, the screen will give you the option to download your files immediately, or you'll get a confirmation order email with download links. But either way, you'll eventually get to this page, which has several files for you to download. I wanted to encourage you to always download and open this bonus gift in TOU file. Not only does it contain my terms of use, which of course you want to have on hand, but it also always has some sort of gift from one of my products, sometimes more than one gift, and sometimes there's some special offers that I throw in there for you, and it changes all the time. So be sure and download and take a look at those. But more importantly here, when you download these, when you purchase these layered quick pages, I provide them in several formats. There are some scrappers who use programs that cannot use layered files. Adobe, Photoshop Elements, Affinity, Procreate, they can all use layered files, but there are applications that cannot. Those applications can use PNG files, PNG files, not layered files, PNG files. So I've provided those PNG files for those users who cannot use a layered, scrappers who cannot use a layered file. If that's not you, you don't even need to bother to download these PNGs. It's just going to take up room on your hard drive. I also provide these files in a PSD and a TIFF format. They're in separate zip files, so you do not need to download them both. They are basically the same format. They have all the same functionality, all your layers, all your styles will be there. The difference is that a PSD is specific to Adobe. That's their branded layered file, and some applications cannot open that file. A TIFF file is exactly the same, all the same features and functionality, but they are generally smaller in file size. Honestly, I don't understand why that is, but it's true. You'll see that there's just a small difference in the size of these zipped files, but if you downloaded them both and compared the file size of the actual TIFF with the file size of the actual PSD, in general, the PSD will be bigger. And in some cases, that's quite a big difference in terms of their comparison sizes. So if hard drive is an issue, hard drive space is an issue for you, and I think it is for most people, you'll probably want to download the TIFF file. It will be smaller. But feel free to download all 3 files. Feel free to keep them all. But really the message here is you only need to download the file that you actually want to use. And remember, you can always come back to your account here in the OScrap shop and download another copy of the zip file of either of any of these if you need to. Okay, just wanted to clear that up because there's some confusion about the multiple file types. So, as I mentioned before, a quick page itself is just a flattened file. It's a PNG with an opening for a photo. And those are wonderful, especially if you're doing an album and you have a whole bunch of coordinating quick pages. All you need to do is drop your photo in and you're good to go. Maybe add some text. Let me show you. Got this photo. Let me click and drag it over to my quick page. And I'm going to hold down the Shift key and let go. It's going to drop my photo right in the center of the page. And then I'm going to click and drag below. And basically there I'm done. I can add a title. I can add my journaling and a date. Save my file. And I'm good to go. And as I said, that's very cool if you have a whole bunch of pages and you just need to snap your photos in and be done with it. The layered quick pages, and why I call them quick pages on steroids, is that they are completely layered and customizable. So these are the same 2 files, but this one has all of the layers in place, and you are free to manipulate them any way you want to, as if you created the page right from scratch. Let me just go ahead and show you that I could, let's select this photo mask layer and bring my photo in again. Again, if you hold down the Shift key when you bring an element or a photo or something into your page, it's going to drop right in the center. And actually, this photo is some perfect size. I don't even need to, don't even really need to clip that to my photo, to my mask, do I? But a cool thing with this is because it's customizable, if this mask was not big enough for your photo, you could change the size and scale of the mask and have room for a much wider photo if that's what you needed to do. So those kinds of things are something you cannot do in that quick page. Let me go ahead and right mouse click and say create clipping mask. You can do that also, by the way, from coming up to layer. It says release now because the clipping mask is engaged, but if it wasn't, it would say create clipping mask. Now let's move my photo into place here. Looks like I made my mask a little bit bigger, so here you go. I can just, even let's leave this on. I'm going to click on this, the mask layer, and then just resize the mask the way that I want to. So I could rearrange my little tag here, rearrange these. Let's say that you are a clean scrapper or cleaner than this page is. You don't like such a busy background. Well, let's just go and find another background. I'm going to open up Finder, which is the Mac equivalent of Windows Explorer, and let's just pick this paper here, the little white paper. I'm going to click and drag. Again, I'll hold it in the center, hold down the Shift key so it lands in the center. Now my paper is in place. Oh, by the way, here's a little trick for you. If you find when you go to select things and you start to move them around that you keep selecting the background paper by mistake, like if I try to select this, is that going to move it for me? Of course, now it does. Well, if you find that you're accidentally selecting your background paper, here's a little trick. Just click on that layer and then come up to the little padlock right here, and it will lock that paper in place and you won't move it. So now we've got the white background. I think the page looks quite nice with this, but I see that this now it doesn't fit because it's too busy. So I can either get rid of it or I can click and drag it down to some place where I like it. And let's see, now it's hiding the camera, so let's just move it below that camera layer. There you go. Now there's something up here that was white, and since this is now white on white, that doesn't look very good. So let's figure out what this was. Oh, that's a piece of painted lace. So you can either reposition this, or you can delete it, or just remove it from your page. Same thing applies if you wanted to bring, let's bring this paint element in here. Now just click and drag this over here. Controller Command T, it's dropped it in the center behind my photo. So let's click Controller Command T to get the transform handles and sort of move it around where I want to. And maybe I don't want the butterfly here. Maybe I like the butterfly better down here. So hoping that you can see the benefits of using a layered quick page. You can still get your pages done really quickly, but you have full control. You can add your own personal stamp to your pages by moving the elements around as you wish. Bring in other elements. As I said, this coordinates with my Perfect Day collection. So if you own that collection, you can bring in any kinds of elements or elements from another kit that you might own. But it really is a fun way to start with a layout and then make it your own. I hope you like these layered quick pages as much as I do. Wasn't that fun and quick and easy yet flexible? I think you're really going to like working with layered quick pages. I hope you give them a try. If you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up and leave me a comment below if you like. I'll link to the products that I used in this demonstration in the comments too. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of my digital scrapbooking tutorials. Thanks for watching.